I want someone who's going to give me spiritual food on a regular basis.
Želim nekoga ko će mi dati duhovnu hranu svakodnevno.
I want someone who's going to encourage me and rejuvenate my spirit.
Želim nekoga ko će mi ohrabriti i podmladiti moj duh.
I want someone who's going to lead me.
Želim nekoga ko će me voditi.
I want somebody who's going to make... I should be a more righteous person because of my pastor.
Želim nekoga zbog koga bi postao više pravedan.
Is that what you want too?
Da li je ono to što vi želite?
And, you know, here, I guess not having an official pastor, right?
Ovdje pretpostavljam ako nemate službenog pastora.
Maybe some of you feel like, boy, I hope one day we will have a pastor who can do that for me.
Možda se nadate, jednog dana nadate se će imati takvog pastora koji će raditi sve stvari za mene.
Can I tell you something?
Mogu li vam reći nešto?
You have that pastor.
Vi imate tog pastora.
Psalm 23 says,
Psalm 23 kaže,
the Lord is my pastor,
Gospod je moj pastor,
and I shall not want.
I neću oduzeti.
There's nothing I'm missing.
Ništa mi ne nedostaje.
Complete satisfaction.
Potpuno zadovoljstvo.
Satisfied with the church, satisfied with the leadership.
Zadovoljstvo sa crkvom, sa vodstvom.
Because the Lord is my pastor.
Zato što je Gospod moj pastor.
He makes me lie down in green pastures.
On me vodi na zelenu pašu.
So my peace, my rest comes from Him.
I moj mir i moj odmor dolazi od njega.
He leads me beside still waters.
On me vodi pored reke, pored vode.
He is the one that restores my soul.
On je onaj koji obnavlja moj duh.
He is the one who leads me.
On je onaj koji me vodi.
In paths of righteousness.
Po stazama pravdosti.
And so it's because of Him and His work that all these things happen. It's not some man or woman. It is the Lord. And only the Lord. And then you might say, well then what about our leaders? If God is our pastor, then what about Jan, our elder, or you students who are going to be pastors, what about you?
Ako je Bog vaš pastor, šta onda sa Janom ili sa vama studentima koji ćete biti pastori?
How do we think about you then?
Kako da razmišljamo vama onda?
Paul actually answers that very question.
Pavle u stvari odgovara na to pitanje.
In 1 Corinthians 4. And he says, this is how you should think about us.
Ovako treba da razmišljate o nas.
It's the very thing we're asking.
I to je stvar koju mi pitamo.
You should think about us as slaves. The word he uses means someone who belongs completely to their master. They don't get to plan, they're not strong, they're not wealthy. They just work for the master. And he says that's the way you should think about us. And he also uses the word steward. He says we're stewards. Yeah, look it up. 1 Corinthians 4, verse 1. I can't remember what it is. And he says what a steward should do is what the master tells him to do. And so this is what we should look to every one of our leaders for that. Not are you doing what I want you to do. Are you doing what God wants you to do? You're going to be a pastor? This isn't about doing what the people want you to do. There's only one person you work for. It's about doing what your master wants you to do. Nothing else. And so, does a pastor do that? Does Paul do that? He says, oh, it's such a small thing to me that you evaluate that you judge that. Really, like he says, baš mi briga šta mislim. And he says, it doesn't even matter what I think. And whether I think I'm doing a good job. That's not what's important. But it is the Lord who judges me. It's as if he says, I don't even know whether I'm doing a good job or not. God knows. And you don't know. God knows. So do not, verse 5, so do not pronounce judgment before the Lord comes. And he will bring to light the things that are hidden in darkness. All the things that I think no one knows about, he'll expose. He will disclose the hidden purposes of the heart. So everyone's motives, why they did what they did. This is one of the things I've seen so many times in churches. In our church. That people will say, I know why the pastor's doing that. I know why the elders decided that. And I don't know who tells them these things. But it's very different from the reasons that actually motivated us. And there are also motives that in me that I'm not even aware of. But it is the Lord who will expose all of this. He knows. And it says, then he will evaluate. And he is the one. Then each one will receive approval from him. So, just as you, even as this church, as this group continues to move forward, maybe one day, if God wills, if he plans, that this be a church here, or if God wills, as you become pastors, perhaps some of you in God's church, I hope that you will think back to this and remember that, you know, what all this is about is that it is not people that this depends upon. It is God, and God alone. Jesus is the one who's in control. Jesus is the only one who can save us. Jesus is the one who has a plan that he's carrying out very purposefully. And we find satisfaction when we trust him to do that, instead of trying to do it ourselves. Would you pray with me?